Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis.
I'm Andrew.
We are known as the Crafty Duo, the Crafty Lumberjacks. We're so excited to be here today, especially for today's class, which is going to be a little different format than usual. We're going to be talking all about content creation and building up your small brand. Something that we love to do is to talk things out with other content creators because it is a weird world to navigate through.
Yes, it's all very new and a lot of people don't know what's going on. I will say most people don't know what's going on. So it's always nice to just have a conversation, and that's what we want to do today. And if you've been to one of our classes before, you know we love to talk and we like it to be really just conversational. We just want you to have a good time. So if you have questions, if you have answers to questions that we're talking about and it's a different opinion, we want to hear them. Let us know in the chat. Dennis is going to be on that. Before we start, why don't you let us know where you're coming from?
Yes, we have people here from Long Island, Portland, San Francisco, the Netherlands.
Ooh.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Also in today's class, we are doing an epic giveaway. Special shout out to Fiskars who actually have us here. We're actually going to be talking about our relationship with Fiskars and how it's evolved over the past 6 years. And we're also going to be sharing our favorite 5 Fiskars tools. That's a lot to say.
I can't believe you actually just said that so well.
And we're going to be giving them away today at the end of the class. So you'll want to stay tuned just so that we can go over this. And also you have a chance to be entered in the giveaway. The giveaway is only open to the people joining in today's class. So we hope you stick around.
Yes, absolutely. We love a giveaway. You know, we always do one with these classes. So
yes, if it's free, it's for me.
Yes.
So about us, we started this crazy journey of content creation and kind of our small business. We started blogging about 12 years ago, and we've been working full-time as content creators for the past 6 years. Wow. It's insane.
I can't believe that. You know, we met on the national tour of Fiddler on the Roof, and we were both actors on it, and we found this mutual love of crafting. We would make crafts for our castmates, for the crew members, because we were there for special holidays and stuff like that. And that's where we found this bond together.
Yes. And then over the years, we found that this is an opportunity that we can turn into a career, which has been amazing. So we've done, we work with HGTV, we work with a lot of different brands. We've been seen on national television shows all across the country.
Yeah, GMA, Rachel Ray, The Chew, Live with Kelly and Ryan, Pickler and Ben. I mean, we've done a lot, which is really great. We're very fortunate and we feel very lucky.
Yes, we have people from DC, Tipton, Massachusetts, Virginia, Dallas in the house. Welcome, welcome. So let's dive right in. We have a whole bunch of different notes. So we're going to kind of just give you our spiel and talk. And then kind of towards the end of the class, you can, ask questions. And actually we have members of Fiskars, the Fiskars team watching too. So if you have questions for them too, don't be shy. The more you know, the more you grow. And for us, it's all about connecting, community, and kind of taking what is the phrase I always use? I'm blanking now.
I think
nothing to lose, everything to gain.
He has a lot of phrases.
Yes, I know there's so many. I can't even keep up with the amount of phrases. But yes, we always go, nothing to lose, everything to gain. So do not be shy here. If you have a question or if you want to piggyback off of something that we're saying, feel free to write it in the chat.
I actually think that's really a great phrase. And I look back to when we started off, and Dennis is such a great, that's how he lives his life. And I'm kind of the opposite. I feel like I'm always like, well, I don't want to ruffle any feathers or, what if things don't work out? And Dennis is always like, you know what, let's just do it. What do we have to lose? And that's actually why we're kind of here right now.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I thought he would never say it, but thank you.
Now we have it recorded.
All right, so you want to get started. 5 things to consider when starting an online or small business or content creation is that it takes time. It takes time. We didn't get paid opportunity until 7 years ago. And it started with free stuff. We were doing, nothing's free, really. Nothing's free because we would have to do work to get the free product. But that's how it started. It started with free product, and then it eventually blossomed into sponsored opportunities with cash, honey. Give me that money, honey. So it takes time, and also it's a lot of work. if you want to start this, you gotta follow through. You have to stay committed. You have to kind of put in the work. You have to do the work. You have to take the effort. You gotta
you really
stay motivated.
You really do have to establish yourself before you can really think about making money. Because when you think about going to a job interview, you think about like your portfolio and your resume. Well, that's what social media really is. It becomes your resume and your portfolio. So people who are looking at your site or your Instagram or your TikTok, they can look back and really get a hint of what you do and who you are. So you kind of have to establish yourself a little bit before trying to, just make that money.
Right, it takes time.
It does.
The other thing that we had open questions to followers on our Instagram, and a lot of people were like saying things like, oh, I don't have the right light, I don't have a microphone, I don't have this, I don't have that. One of our pieces of advice is don't wait. Don't wait for those things, because that is just going to, set you back. And now we are living in a time where it's quantity over quality. So you don't have to have fancy lighting. You don't have to have a fancy camera. You have a smartphone that you can do all of these things on. So do not wait for those things, especially now we're seeing an
influx of, I was going to say like lo-fi, like lower quality content, because I think what that does, instead of having something that's so perfectly curated, having something that's a little less makes it seem maybe a little more achievable to someone who's watching. They're like, oh, that actually looks like my house, or that looks like how I craft or how I do things, and I think I specifically am the type of person who will be like, well, you know what? I'm going to wait until like the next phone comes out so it's a better quality, or I'm going to invest in lighting. And all that's really doing is backpedaling and not allowing you to move forward. I will give you a lighting tip if you want one. Great lighting is natural lighting. So for years, and I still do it today, I will go by a window,
sunlight,
and I will get that natural light. It's, but if you don't have that, that's okay. You pull some lamps together, bring them so it's a little closer, and use what you have.
Designers make it work.
There it is.
Okay, Andrew, you want to talk about this? Our next thing of our 5 things is be you.
Be you. That's really the biggest thing you can bring to any table is yourself. I mean, let's just be honest. Everyone's on social media these days, and as you're scrolling, you kind of you get like a little tired and you don't even know what you're looking at anymore. If you are you, that sets yourself apart from anybody else. So what that means is you really do want to be present in your videos, on your stories, on your blog, even if it's just your voice. But we do think that being in front of the camera, even though it can feel awkward, is really important and is really a great way to show who you are. And, it's all about that connection. As we're scrolling and it's hard to feel connected to anything. So if you can grab somebody just by having your face there or telling a story, that is a great way to help your content grow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Then our next thing here, we have, you got to get on social. If you are an Etsy maker, or if you have a small business, or you do like pop-up craft events and fairs, it is so important, especially now, to be on social, whether that means TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. It is so important, and you have to get over that fear and just do it. I know easier said than done, but you just got to. That is where it is now. That's, and what's great now is that there's been a shift to these kind of 4 to 10 second videos. So it's like, you don't even have to curate this amazing thing. It's like, you just gotta show your earrings, be like, these are my cute little earrings, yes.
And you'll never really know what's going to take off for your videos. You might think like we will spend hours like, oh, I have the best idea for a TikTok. I know it's going to take off because it's a great idea and it's just going to take a little long to film, and we'll film it and it'll plummet. And then
always,
it's like, then we'll like do the quickest video of us like washing our dishes or something really mundane, and it will like take off. So you really never know what's going to be popular and what's not. So really just getting those 4-second clips, really just putting yourself out there is really going to just help you and your brand be the focus.
Yes. And now this is something that we are learning. And I think we've always been very flexible and easygoing and that kind of thing. But something we're learning now, especially, is you have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to, because not everything is always going to work out, and you are going to be disappointed. And I think like a lot of our background, because we were actors first, we are used to rejection. We are used to things not working out for us, but it is something that we try to remind ourselves that, this is going to happen. It's not always going to work out, or something might, come up, or they'll say, oh, I have this gig in February, but now they're like, oh, but actually we have to push it back to April. And you've already said no to all of these jobs, but you were expecting that job. Right. So you just have to be willing to shift and change and be okay with it.
And I think that goes with your content as well. It's also looking at what's trending and what's working. It's like right now, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but like videos are everything right now. So 2 years ago, it was pictures. It was all pictures. It was like Instagram pictures. Now it's videos. So it's being able to shift that way as well. Pivot, you got to just kind of keep on going
roll with the punches, Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to monetize. How do you get paid opportunity? Where do you get paid opportunity from? And there are a few different options. And what's great now is a lot of these platforms that we're talking about, TikTok, Instagram, is they have built-in things where you can actually monetize, whether it be with a subscription, whether it be with bonuses that you can give creators, whether it be with gifts that people can give you, whether it be ads that are running on your YouTube channel, whether it be ads that are on your blog. So that is a way you can monetize. That is, we do not have a lot of success with that, honestly, because we feel bad being like, give us money, But people do, and people succeed, and they have a lot of opportunity and a lot of success by just being a live TikToker. It blows my mind.
Yes.
It blows my mind. What a weird time we are living in.
Yeah, so if you do lives on TikTok, that's where the gifts come in. If you've ever scrolled through a TikTok live, you can see people being like, oh, thanks for the hearts, thanks for the hot air balloon, I don't know. And it's people sending you TikTok money that then you can cash in. Now, if you have a big enough following, if you're on lives and you have a couple thousand people watching, or even just a few hundred people, you can make a decent amount of money. I will say from TikTok lives, what we have kind of noticed, if you are trying to go that route, is have an activity to do while you're on the live.
People like a repetitive type of activity.
So if you are an Etsy seller, let's say you make jewelry on Etsy, hook up your phone, go on live for a few hours as you're making what you're making. You do not need to think of this as a tutorial. Just keep the conversation going with people. That is a great way to get people to have eyes on what you're doing, also helping you out with gifts. And it really is a great way to kind of like spread your word about what you sell and also have people interested in what you sell.
Absolutely. Speaking of selling, that's another way you can monetize, whether you have actual product that you can sell, whether it be via an e-commerce site like Etsy, or even on Instagram now, or doing pop-up craft events, or having digital downloads that people can download of either a template or a recipe or
an SVG file, which is like a cut file for like a cutting machine.
Yes, and then just keep it going down the list here. You can monetize your own content that's on your own channels, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, whatever, or you can make content for other companies.
Yes. And that's what we kind of specialize in, is making content for other companies. It kind of just fell into our lap and we've run with it. And it's something we really like to do. And I would say, okay, what's the other one? Sorry, Dennis's handwriting is better than mine, but.
Sorry, and I'm trying to read here. I see all your comments coming in. Thank you, everybody. And then finally, there's affiliate marketing, which is basically signing up with affiliate programs so that when you are, sharing your tools or whatever, you make a small commission of the things that you're using or sharing. And that is like, there's different programs. You can just Google affiliate marketing platform, and then you'll see a whole bunch of different ones that come up. Also, I just wanted to plug, we are going to be doing a class for Fiskars and Michaels for Valentine's Day on February 8th at 4 p.m. That's going to be our next class with the giveaway. For all our cat lovers out there, we're making this cute little pop-up bobblehead paper cat.
This is a great one to do with kids if you have kids, or if you know someone who has kids. This is a great one. We're going to be taking it really nice and slow and just crafting. Wait, should we go back and let's just like kind of like, I want to
I want to talk about Fiskars and our relationship. I want to kind of get through all of this kind of stuff that people might already know, and then they could ask questions. Okay, a lot of people are concerned about numbers. They say, I have a small following. I don't have that. You know what? You don't have to have that.
That's true.
You do not have to worry about numbers, because the numbers game is always changing. And what's so great about monetizing on these platforms is that there are different tiers. So they have a nano influencer, a micro influencer, a macro influencer, and then a mega or a celebrity influencer.
Yes.
So, and actually, Andrew was doing some research.
Yes, and in fact, people who have more of a micro, macro, nano influence, so that means under 100,000 people, will sell more or influence more than a celebrity influencer, a macro or a mega, a mega influencer. So companies know that. Companies know that people with a smaller following can actually influence more people. And I think the reason is because there's more of a community when you have a smaller amount of people. It's easier to respond to people. It's easier to keep in touch with people. And that's what it's really all about, kind of creating a community and being able to not really sell things, because I don't really like to think about that. I don't like to think of us just as like salesmen trying to like get people to buy like the latest markers. But I do try to think, we try to find things that we really like and influence people to give them a try as well.
Absolutely, yes. And Andrew kind of touched upon this, but it's important to build your community.
Yeah.
Community can look like a lot of different things. We started out 0 followers. I just saw somebody said, I'm starting a business, I have 0 followers. That's where we all start from, you know? And what happened was, over the years, we were building a community without even realizing we were building community. And it was just about finding either like people in theater or crafters or different companies. And we would engage with these people. Yes. Even in the beginning, when Instagram first came out, we did a thing, follow for follow. We're like, we'll follow you, you gotta follow us. You know, so it's like, so what I'm trying to say is like, you wanna engage with different people's content. So whether it be leaving a comment, whether it be sliding into their DMs and saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing, where did you get this?
Yeah.
It's, you want to start kind of building your community by engaging with other people's content.
Yes, that is, and that really can help you grow as well, because then they start following you, then they become more interested. If you write someone on their stories, your post is more likely to show up in their algorithm. So it's really all about, I think there's like this like thing when you're in a certain field, you feel a little hesitant to talk to other people in your field, or you don't want to like lift them up because there's not enough room. There is enough room for everybody out there. I think the best thing you can do is really take your community and try to have them thrive as much as possible, you know?
Amen. Okay, so yes, everyone. Oh, we were talking also, it can feel really lonely. It can feel really isolating in this content world and small business, you know, because you're competing up against so many factors, you know, especially that these social media things are constantly changing, you know, so it can feel really lonely, but just know you're not alone. You are not alone. A lot of people are in the same position. And I'm sure a lot of you are too, and we are too. We struggle with this all of the time, you know?
The numbers game is always a struggle, because you're always comparing yourself to other creators, other people, and they might be growing at a different rate than you are. I mean, we've been at this for a long time and we've had a slow growth, but we really like where we are with that, because we really do feel like we have a community. But it is hard not to compare yourself to other people. But
I don't know if that ever stops.
Yeah, that's true. No matter what.
All right, now we talked about content creating. So yes, videos are it. So this is just some tips and tricks when you're creating content, meaning videos, because that's just what you got to do now, you know? And that is, you want to get people's attention in the first 2 or 3 seconds, whether that be with your face, whether it be with a story, whether it be, you got to see this. Any kind of grab, because, you know, again, it's an endless scroll. So people want something that's going to stop them in their tracks and almost force them to watch what you got to share.
Yes. And if you do a lot of videos and some videos do really well and some don't, look at the videos that do well and see how you can make your newer videos more like that, because there might be something in them that is just holding people's attention or that people really like.
Yes. We do some things. We don't have like a system. We're always changing. We're always trying new things. But what we do, which I think people like, is that we create with a purpose. A lot of our crafts have a story or have a reason. We're doing the cat thing because we are cat dads and we are psycho cat dads. So anytime we're making a craft or something, we think of our cat first. And that is the story that we tell of why we have this craft, why we're doing this craft. And I think when you can find a purpose for what you're doing, whether it be your earrings or your soap making, whatever, I think that kind of helps people see it different from what other people are doing.
Yeah,
right. Because it's sharing a part of yourself with the item or thing.
And especially when you're making stuff by hand.
Shout out to Teddy. Shout out to Teddy. Yes.
You know, you have that connection just by something handmade, and then having a story attached to it is a deeper connection.
Yes, and the last thing we have here before we start to talk about our relationship with working with brands and how you get these opportunities is that consistency is key and content is king. Meaning you gotta stay at it. So whether you have a strategy of posting 1 video a day, you have to do it 1 video a day, especially these platforms. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the creators that are constantly posting, that are constantly on, that are constantly engaging. And I know it's a lot, you know, but it's just kind of what has to be done now, you know? So you want to just be putting it out there and stay consistent.
And, you know, it can be really overwhelming because there are so many different platforms out there. We actually were doing a little research and we read, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's really hard to tackle all of them. This is something that we always struggle with. It said, focus on 2. Now, I think you should pick the 2 strategically. If you have content that really should be long form, YouTube is probably the way to go. If you have quick content, quick tips, stuff like that, TikTok, Instagram are probably great platforms for you. But instead of trying to do everything at once, picking a couple to really focus on will help you with that consistency and will help you kind of create that content without getting burnt out.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to repurpose content, meaning if you shared it last week, don't be afraid to share it again. Or a lot of our content now is new stuff, but it's also a lot of old stuff too that we've done through the years that we're like, this is still trendy, this is still relevant. Right. We need to post. We're posting old content as well. So don't shy away from, you know, repurposing or reposting because people don't remember. Honestly, we are consuming so much. People don't know. Hey, didn't they post that 3 days ago? No, they don't care. It's just about you posting and staying consistent.
Yes, and you could always alter your videos easily by just changing the music or putting a new voiceover on it using the same video, but kind of just tweaking it a little bit, right?
Yes. All right. So how do you work with brands? How do you get on a brand's radar? And our tip is stalk. You want to, not really stalk, but you want to engage with these people. You want to, you know, let them know that you are there, you are present. So if you want to work with like Fiskars or something, they have a pop-in Instagram, you know, start leaving comments, start, you know, liking their posts, start sharing their posts in your stories. It's about people kind of, it's about getting on their radar, essentially.
Yeah, and I think a great way to do that also is use their product, whichever company that you want to work with. If there is something you're looking for specifically, or a company that you use their product a lot, tag them in the videos that's showing those products.
Yes, just we got a thing here. Tag them on IG whenever you create with their product. My favorite. That is a great tip. Yes, tag them. Use these things, you know, these tools to push yourself, you know?
Definitely.
And actually, one of the funny stories, we talked a little bit that we've been doing live television for the past like 6 years. And that happened because we were stalking Clinton Kelly of The Chew on his Twitter. We were sharing his posts. We would reach out. We'd say, oh, we love the Craft Corner. We live in New York. We also went to see live tapings of The Chew here in New York.
Not to stalk it. We like the show.
Yeah, we like this show. And we love Clinton Kelly. But eventually there was an opening on the show. I guess somebody backed out or something. And Clinton Kelly actually remembered who we were and pitched us to his producers to say, and he did not know who we were, what we did, what we have to offer.
Throw a name out there.
Yeah, but he was like, oh, there's these guys that live in the city, Crafty something. They might be an option. And we literally got a cold email. And that was just by tweeting, a host on this show. So you never know. Again, I think it's about getting on their radar, showing people I exist, I'm here too, and don't be afraid of it. Because again, nothing to lose, everything to gain.
And I do think there is a fine line between stalking someone and stalking someone respectfully.
Oh, well, of course.
Like you don't want to be a nag. And that's also with working with companies. Companies are just like swamped in general. So you don't want to be a nag, which actually I think it's going to segue into the next thing. When you reach out to a company, be specific. Instead of just saying, hey, we're the Crafty Lumberjacks, we do a lot of craft DIYs, focus the email in and say like, hey, we're the Crafty Lumberjacks, we do a lot of DIYs, we love this blank product, we would love to use it, making this, like, do you do sponsored posts or paid partnerships?
Yes, and that's something like we get a lot of opportunities and offers, but we also seek out our own, and that will be with a cold email. We will look at like maybe a producer on this show. We're like, oh, who's this person? Check their Instagram. Oh, wait, here's their email, and then literally cold email them and just be like, hey, what's up? But yes, I was going to say that yes, we've worked with companies. And we emailed them straight up, and we were very clear about what we were seeking and what we wanted and what we can do for them. And I think it's so important to be specific as you can, because everybody is stretched thin. Even people at these companies, they are wearing so many hats. So if you can help them hone in and be very specific, they love that. They love that because they're like, yeah, this is great. It's not a lot of back and forth. It's like, yeah, this is perfect. Actually, you want to feature our alignment tool, which we're going to be sharing and giving away at the end of the class today. And it's just easier for them, So when you can make it easier for these companies, all the better. Now, there are also what's called brand marketing websites, influencer marketing platforms. You can Google this as well. There are different platforms, influencer marketing platforms that you can sign up for that will connect you with different brands. Brands go on these platforms seeking out creators, and the website or whatever the platform kind of connects you to these creators. You might have to have a threshold of 10,000 followers, 500 followers. I'm not sure what it is, but you can Google and they will lay that out for you. Ones that we've used in the past is our Popular Pays, Pop Pays, Aspire IQ, and Hello Creative. These are influencer marketing platforms that we've used. We signed up, we said, here are our numbers, here are our links. And then you can actually search different brands that match, whether it be Fiskars, Michaels, any of these things, they are on there. And, it's another step that you can take to hopefully connect with these brands. And then sometimes what happens is you might have a gig through these platforms, and then they kind of say, we really like you. We want to work, with you directly and have you do this, not on this platform, which has happened for us sometimes.
And I think it can be a little overwhelming when you get on those sites because it's just lists of different companies. And I think if you're trying to grow your brand, you can go a few different routes. Start off with just doing, free product, start off slow so that you can build up your resume, you can build up your portfolio, but also think about looking for companies that really like match what you want your brand to be. So, maybe not picking something that's like out of left field that you really wouldn't be interested in, but it's there. Pick something that really kind of speaks to you, because that's going to make it easier for you to make the right content.
Match your values. Someone said match your values.
That's a great way to put it. And it's just going to fit your brand better.
Yes. And now we want to talk a little bit about our relationship with Fiskars, who is the reason why we're here today. So shout out to them. We've been actually working with them for the past 6 years, and it started slow and steady. But we've had an ongoing relationship with Fiskars to the point that now we do have sponsored and paid opportunities with them just because we said yes. We did stuff for free. Then there were small opportunities like trial opportunities. And we just kept growing with the brand. So we did, these classes, not this type of class, but like making classes, for the last year. And actually, I think before then. So we started with free product from Fiskars, where they just wanted to showcase certain things in our videos or while we were working. And then we started doing blog posts and pictures.
Yeah, and this was kind of at random. It was just, hey, we have these scissors that we want to push for, back to school. Can you come up with some ideas?
And that wasn't paid, like those first ones with the scissors, the kids' scissors.
Wow.
But we love them and we love their products. So we were like, yes, of course. And we need to have content consistently anyway. Right. So why not? And then we actually got to do an in-person event with them, the Shape the World tour, where they set up tiny houses. They did this all around the country. This was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But we got to craft with people in the open.
That one was pretty crazy because we basically got to do a craft class for over like 300 people. It was kind of like drop in and craft. And of course we picked this craft that was so confusing, but it was so much fun because we had all the Fiskars employees like really helping out. Everybody knew it was like this magic wallet. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
And then we started, and then from that, we bonded with the team. We're easygoing. We like to have fun. We always we don't take things too seriously, and the team kind of saw that, recognized it. And they were like, would you do a one-on-one thing because Fiskars is so great because they want to hear from their consumers. They want to hear what products you like. They want to hear what products you need. So we got to do not a one-on-one, but a Zoom conference with the Fiskars creatives, the people who are, the head honchos, the CEOs, and they wanted to talk to us and hear about how it is on our side being a creator and navigating through all this crazy stuff. And then again, it started to catapult into more and more opportunities that we're now doing these classes once a month, going into our 3rd year, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what we also love about just like this partnership specifically, because it really does align with so many of our values. We feel like they're really interested in the product and how people use it, and influencers and how they can really work with influencers like the right way. So I feel like it was really great. And then we just did all these craft classes last year here with Michael's, and I mean it's been a really nice relationship.
Yes, but I wanted to say kind of go back to what we said in the beginning, that it takes time. For us, slow and steady wins the race. We were developing a relationship with Fiskars, not even really realizing we were doing it, but it was just like we said yes, we did the work, we showed up, we had fun, and here we are. So I think again, it takes time. It takes time, Yes. You can't just do this overnight and expect all of these things. That is very unrealistic. So now when you're editing, so we're almost done here. I promise. Everybody take a sip of water, take a little break, stretch. Editing apps. We use different editing apps. So we do a lot of our content is on our iPhones.
Yes.
And we use different apps. So you can they have editing tools directly in the content, not content.
Yeah,
so like you can edit in TikTok, you can edit in
Reels,
in a reel, but we like to use a third-party editor, and we use an app called Video Leap, which actually now over the years, we used to have to do every clip, everything, but now they have templates that you can load up your thing and they do the editing for you. So there is an app called Video Leap. We do pay for that. That is something that we invest in. It's not expensive. It's like $34 for the year or something. And there's also an app called InShot where you can resize, edit, and they also have those tools too that you can just upload and they will edit it for you.
And I will say, if it's something that you're just trying, start with
Video Leap.
Start with, the Instagram Reels, internal app thingy, before you start like buying a lot of stuff, because you might kind of find, making content is a lot of work. Maybe I want to focus on doing lives, or maybe I want to focus on something else.
Yes, if you want to start sending your questions, we're almost at the question portion.
Oh my
We
gosh.
want to go over the tools that we're giving away and that we think will really elevate your small business.
Yes.
But we also had some questions that came in on our Instagram. One person asked if you need an agent. I think that is very personal to you.
I think so
We
too.
don't have an agent. We've gotten all of this on our own. And actually, a lot of the brands that we work with, some of them are like, thank you. Thank you, because they actually, and this isn't for everyone, this is just in our experience,
Yeah.
that they have said, it's just another thing, another person. It's like people, the content moves so quickly. It's like, to go through another person to get to the one person could be a lot. So that is something that we do not work with.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? Maybe someday we will, but at this point we don't. And we've heard feedback saying it's a positive thing. I will also say those websites you were talking about, like Aspire, IQ, those are almost like little agents. They're kind of like, they really do like help you find jobs. So you can definitely use those instead.
Yes, I see shout outs here. Yes, thank you. People love Video Leap in shop. Yes, thank you all. Help each other out. We are in this together. We need to know the information from other people because this is a weird world and there's no stepping stones for a career like this, So this is how you learn. The more you know, the more you grow. You got to ask questions. You got to help each other out. You got to lift each other up.
Definitely. Someone asked, how do you stay like relevant with trends? And I think the really only way you can do that is by being on social media, seeing what trends are out there, seeing what's trendy, and then trying to jump on them ASAP. That is not usually our strong point because our content is usually like, doesn't have anything to do with the trends, but trying to focus in on those trends, if you can get it quick enough, is a great way to get your video more viral.
Someone asked about how we set boundaries between work and personal life. We don't.
We don't know.
We don't. If you know, let us know. Because I feel like also I enjoy being on social media. I enjoy seeing other people's content. I enjoy building relationships, having friends on social media. So I'm just kind of always on it. Like if I'm home, I'm just always on. I do think of it as work. I do think of it as networking, but I enjoy doing it. So, it's hard because where do you draw the line? Where does the boundary start and end?
I do think though, like give yourself some breaks, whether it's 1 week out of a month, you're gonna like not be on social media or you'll have everything mapped out so you don't really have to be on it, or just be like, what, on Sundays, I'm not going on. And it's fine.
Yes.
You really do have to give yourself a break because burnout is real and it can be a struggle to, continue what you're doing if you feel like over it.
Yes.
And
we also do a lot of walks. We will go on like a lot of walks just to kind of clear our head and kind of get some exercise.
The most grandma-y answer you
what?
We
Yes. But it does. It re-energizes us, so it's
another
important.
grandma answer.
What
it re-energizes us.
All right, so we're gonna go over our 5 favorite tools. If I see questions rolling in, and if there's anyone on the Fiskars team that wants to hop in, please feel free.
I wanted to read this. Having a schedule and time for your business and your personal life helps a lot for me. Yeah, I think that's great. Please come schedule our life.
Yes, if you want to do it for free. Okay, one of our favorite things, the Fiskars paper trimmer. This is going to be a part of the giveaway here. We love this too because Fiskars, we live in a small 1-bedroom apartment. So a lot of their tools and contraptions are made for small spaces, essentially, that it doesn't take up a lot of storage, which is something that we love. So they have the extended arm here. And this is great for scrapbooking, for card making, for cutting up computer paper, doing shredding, whatever you want to do. And of course, it has the built-in ruler. So it's one thing we love, and this is a part of our giveaway.
And this stays nice and sharp. We've had this for years.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
they do sell like replacement blades, but I know we haven't. And actually it comes with one. I think you get 2 in one. The next thing here, which actually we don't use a lot for our Fiskars scissors, but we do use it for other scissors, is the universal scissor sharpener. Did you even know one existed?
Here it is. It's very inexpensive. And what's really great about this, it's really going to keep your scissors nice and sharp. And if you work a lot with paper, having a nice sharp pair of scissors, it really will like change your craft. We were actually going to put like a nice pair of scissors, like a OG orange handle pair of scissors, but we almost thought that was like too easy. So we thought the sharpener was a really great tool. And I just think having one of these on hand, just being able to like refresh all your scissors, I love that.
Speaking of cutting paper,
Oh.
one of our favorite tools that's new to us in the past year is the gifting board. You all, this is an amazing contraption. It can make envelopes, it can make bows, and it can make boxes out of paper. It's all out of paper. So this is a box that we made out of cardstock. So I think if you have a small business, if you're selling things, jewelry, soap, this is so easy and so inexpensive. So I would really recommend investing in one of these gifting boards because you can make these adorable boxes. And actually, we've made 2 crafts over the past year with these because we love it so much.
Yes, and you know, if you are selling on Etsy or if you're selling product, to take your product to the next level, like think about packaging. That doesn't mean you have to spend a ton of money on it. It doesn't mean you have to go over the top, but we know when we open like a box that has like really nice packaging, it kind of just like changes the whole thing, you know?
Yes, it takes you on a journey, and I love that. A new thing also to us that we just got this year is the tag maker. And what's great about this tag maker is that it has a little eyelet stud in it. So it actually comes with the little eyelets here, and you can make little gift tags, whether it be a thank you tag or you want to label it or a price tag. It's just so cute and it's so easy. You know, and actually we use these, the lighting is horrible, but we use these for gifts this year, for presents.
Yes, which was really, really great. Love this one. We got a huge response when we actually showed how to make this, like 2 weeks before Christmas or even a week before Christmas. People were like blown away. And it really got us thinking, like just adding those small touches to whatever you're making, even if it's just a tag in there with a handwritten note saying like, thank you. That's a really nice way to kind of reach out to who bought your item. Thank you.
Yes. And then lastly, this is one that we really, really love too. If you have a smart cutting machine, whether it be Cricut or Silhouette, this is the extra set of hands that we all need. We have each other. So, but this is what's called the alignment tool. So if you are placing vinyl on different products or jars, this comes in handy because you will not mess up. This gives you a guide that you can lift, set your vinyl up there, you can level it, you can, you know, whatever, center it, and then it helps you position the vinyl so that you get it right and straight and accurate every time. They have 2 different ones like this. This is the straight, this is the curved vinyl one, and then they also have like a regular vinyl positioner.
So what the difference is between the curved and the straight is like this is for curved objects kind of like this, and then the straight one is, you know, if you want to put something on a book or something on a flat surface.
Yeah.
We really think this is great because if you do work with vinyl, you know, like this step kind of can like ruin the whole thing. And if you use the material to cut, you spend all that time weeding, and then all of a sudden you put it on quickly because, you know, that adhesive grabs right onto the material. And then all of a sudden your work isn't, you know, top notch. And you're like, do I have to start over? And sometimes you do. So we really do think this is like a really nice set of hands. And we did do this class last February.
Which you can always revisit. We have all of these things on our blog, craftylumberjacks.com. And also Michael shares all of these videos, you know, like they were saying in the beginning. So if you need to revisit something or you forgot something or you want to look something up, you can always go to our blog or go to Michael's YouTube channel. And of course, again, use the hashtag #MakeItWithMichaels, tag us, tag Michaels, tag Fiskars. We want to see everything you're creating. And that's a great way. Stalk these people, hashtag #MakeItWithMichaels, put it in your phone and start just tap, 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 scroll, tap, tap, tap.
And find
love that, heart.
And find your, you got it? And find your community through those hashtags. If you're like, I don't know where to find people that have the same interests as me, look for those interests like through hashtags. It's a real great way to find like-minded people who are going to really enjoy your content, and you can do the same for theirs. We do have all 5 of these on our website.
With links.
With links. Did you say that already?
I don't know.
Kind of ish.
Okay.
So you can check that out. That's our latest blog post, has everything laid out really well. And kind of we talk about like our favorite things about the products as well.
Yes. Now, if you have any questions about your small business, content creation, something else you want to go over, please let us know. I know you guys have been writing in as we've been going
so
on.
If you missed something, you write it again for us, just so
yes,
you know.
Cutting board is available at Michael's, yes, and online. And that's another thing, just shout out to Michael's. You can do ordering like to the store, and it comes in like hours.
Oh yeah. So you can just like pick it up, which is really nice. And you can skip the line a lot of times, which is nice too.
Tips for management, scheduling content. You know, I think that starts out with a plan. You got to have a plan. So now Andrew and I are shifting, and we have a big calendar here. I'll show you.
Who's getting the calendar? This calendar is actually from last year. So we had to do a little renovation on it. So, you know, we still haven't got our calendar. But yeah, think about your plan.
I'll
Think
just show
about
this.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like we wanted to switch our posts, and we used to post Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Yes.
And then this year we did a little note, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, get into it. So I think it's whatever works for you. I'm a big paper and pen person. I like to write everything out. I love to-do lists. I'm always doing that. So I think it's whatever helps you, but there are creator calendars and programs, you know, and this is another Google search where you can kind of schedule your content,
Right.
or you can kind of manage your content via that. That is just not something I like to do. We post everything live mostly. Sometimes we'll have things in drafts that are ready to go, but mostly we're doing live posting and sharing as you see it.
We just find that easier for us, but I really do think it's whatever works best for you. I do think having a plan and being like, I'm going to do 3 videos a week, or I'm going to do a video a day, really will help you kind of navigate that. And whatever works, and whatever doesn't, throw it out and try something new. You know, again, pivot. It's all about figuring out what works for you and for your content.
Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of great about being your own boss is that you can change and do things differently whenever you feel like it, you know? So, and I think that is a really big tip too, is you kind of gotta shift things. You gotta kind of try different things and see what kind of sticks, you know?
Yeah, and don't look at other people's content and try to recreate it. Really try to like think of how you want to do it, because you'll be surprised that people aren't as interested in seeing like something they've seen before, and they want to see something kind of like new and fresh. So you might be onto something.
Yes, Paul asked, how many projects do you create in a year?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question.
A lot. We have a lot.
Last year we probably did over 50 or something, maybe
Probably
more,
probably at least 2 or 3 a week.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, sometimes we go on these shows or whatever, and you have to have 6 projects. And a lot of the times you have to have swap outs of the project, because you have to be like, it started like this, but it ended like this. You know, so I don't know if you count that, but if you do, it would be even more, because you're making sometimes, you know, multiple of one craft.
You're right. We probably, oh my gosh, I don't know how many we have. I was going to say just a tip. If you are interested in doing on-camera work like we are very fortunate. We live in Astoria, Queens, which is just 15 minutes to Midtown Manhattan. So we are based in New York, which is a huge help for us to get these gigs. But if you're looking to be on camera and that's something you really want to do, reach out to like local news.
Oh yeah.
The local like news teams, and be specific and say what you want to do. Hey, Easter's coming up in a few months. I would love to do like 5 like parenting like Easter hacks, or I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Like start local, and then you can grow from there.
I'm like, yeah, I guess Easter is coming. This is so crazy. We're in a new year. You gotta churn them out. When you started your page, did you instantly show yourself to your followers, or did you wait a little while? Also, did you notice a jump in followers when you started showing yourself?
We did notice a jump in followers when we started showing ourselves. We did not start right away because we were a little uncomfortable. I remember we started a YouTube channel like years ago, and we should have kept with it, but we didn't, because we're like, we look weird, we are awkward, you know, like all those like inner saboteurs that are just like telling you like you shouldn't be in front of the camera. And then we kind of really let that go. I think do what feels comfortable for you. Don't put yourself out there if you're going to be stressed, you're not going to like it. If you want to like ease into it, put your toes into the pool, and then like go with it, do it.
Yes, absolutely. And I think kind of it's the same thing. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. You know, so you just kind of have to go for it, kind of let down your guard and just put yourself out there. And again, it doesn't have to always be with your face. It can be with your logo. We have a friend that we talked about the last class, Build It with Ethan. All his content, it's just he's in it. Yeah, hands and pans, what we call hands and pans. It's just your hands and whatever he's doing. But at the end of all his videos, he just lets his little logo at the end of the video.
And that's like
And
the last
that's
thing
it.
you see. And it's
And it's the easiest thing, but it is the smartest thing,
right.
you know. And I also think if you are shy to put yourself on camera, start with a voiceover.
Yes.
Start by saying, hey, I'm Kathleen, like I have a small business, I'm making these, you know, things, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that will help you get more and more comfortable by just starting out, you know, with a little bit, a voiceover.
Definitely.
Tips on handmade Etsy projects, please.
Oh gosh.
I think for that is, you know, especially that you're competing against so many different makers, is about finding your signature, whether it be, you know, a bead that you have in your soap or something, like, so that when you're using your soap, there's a, you know, a gold bead or something. It's about kind of, I mean, I think, I don't really know, this is just my personal opinion, or having these gift tags, you know, having something that is your own, that always comes with your products or with your creations, it will kind of set yours apart. Whether you have a gold clasp or you have, you know, a light bulb earring. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. I was gonna say also, like, look at Etsy. If you don't know what you're gonna make, if you're like a little confused, try to find things that aren't really featured on Etsy, because once people kind of have that hold of their market, it's a little harder to break into it. Also, I think if you're able to customize what you're making for specific people, that has a big reach. So if you have a cutting machine, or if you are great at engraving or have wonderful penmanship, find a way to make it personal for people, so when they buy it, it can be personalized for them or for whoever they're buying it for.
Yes, I love that. Are all your projects a success or some failures? And what's the percentage? Kathy, all of our projects
Successful.
Yes, of course.
Yes. No. Listen, a lot of our projects are not successful, at least in our eyes. And you know, sometimes we'll make something and we're like, do I ever want to see that again? No.
Oh yeah, sometimes we're like, I can't look at this anymore.
But you know, it's like anything. You're gonna have things that you really love, and you're gonna have things that you work on that you're like, well, you know.
That happens.
But you never know, because a lot of people, they will, for us, I'm like, oh gosh, you love the things that I really never expected you liking.
Right, yes, it's never what you think it's gonna be. Someone shared their story about reaching out to local newspapers. They were happy to connect.
Oh.
Yes, it's magazines, newspapers, all of these things. We have so many things at our ready that you can be a part of. Love you guys, thank you for sharing. But what would you suggest including to stand out? If creative companies receive a lot of inquiries, what would you suggest including to stand out? I think, again, it's about being specific, about knowing who you are and knowing what you can provide to these people. So we wanted free furniture, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. We wanted free furniture, so we reached out to 15 different furniture companies saying, we want to, you know, we live in Astoria, Queens, you know, we want to showcase how easy it is to work with you. We want to redo our living. Do you, you know, will you work with us? Are you looking for, you know,
yeah, you know, and I think the point is that, like, one bid out of 15, one bid, it actually was like a great, you know, it was a great partnership. But standing out can be a little tricky because a lot of people are really busy. You could also use tools like Canva, which is kind of a
a platform where you can create like different visual yes,
like, you know,
presentations,
pins, you know, that's a great way to stand out. And I think really being specific and trying to think of an idea maybe that they haven't seen before will help you, you know.
Yes, well, I think we covered a lot today. Again, you could always revisit the video if you have to. Again, we are doing the giveaway. We do ask you to send, we're gonna ask a trivia question, and we do ask you to send your answers to our email, craftylumberjacks@gmail.com, or send your answers to our Instagram or our TikTok. You can just send us your answer in your DM. Usually we respond, but we will only reach out for your address if you win. You know, but yes, we're going to give away these 5 Fiskars tools.
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
It's Tiffany from Fiskars. Can we do 2 package giveaways this time?
Yes. I love that. Yes.
Okay, great.
Feeling generous.
Fiskars team. So that means we're going to be doing 2 bundles. So 2 people can win. And please, you can Google the answer. It's not about having the right answer. It's just about us having your name, and we can enter you into the, you know,
Yeah, and then we just pick at random. We have like a random name generator. So we put everybody's thing in and then we pick a winner. So it's all fair and square. Don't worry. And now, can you repeat that again?
Uh-oh.
Well, if you're starting a small business, yes, you want to send your answers to craftylumberjacks@gmail.com or at our Instagram or TikTok, Crafty Lumberjacks, across every social media platform.
Yeah.
And the question is,
oh my gosh. Okay, the question is, what year did Fiskars release the orange-handled scissors, the OG orange-handled scissors? What year did they release this? So
you can Google it.
You can Google it. You don't need to tell us anything more. You don't need to give us more of a spiel, but you can just let us know through craftylumberjacks@gmail.com or Instagram DMs or TikTok DMs.
Yes, and also know that we are always there for you. We are an open book. If you later down the line you have a question, do not feel like you can't ask us. We will answer as honestly as we can. We want to lift each other up. So you can always reach out, email, DMs, we are there for you. So don't feel like, we're ghosting you after this class. And we hope to see you at our next class. Bring your whole family on February 8th at 4 o'clock. We are making these adorable Valentine's Day bobblehead kitty cats.
It's very, very cute. We had so much fun. Thank you so much to Fiskars. Thank you to Michaels for allowing us to do a different class today. I think this was really, really fun. And we hope we helped out a bit.
Yeah, see you all soon. Happy New Year.